Hello everyone, this is AV Creative. I hope you're all good. I'm very excited today. I did promise you something new for this weekend, and look what I've got. Before we start this week's project, I'm going to actually tell you what the mystery plant that I made last week was. Some of you guessed correctly. There were lots of guesses, thank you so much. These were the flowers I was painting, and the correct answer was allium. I'm going to show you the plant. Can you see? I was trying hard to make a pouring allium. You can see them here. Of course, these are more fantasy ones, but actually allium stivium means in Latin cultivated garlic. But they are so beautiful, aren't they? I got these beautiful giant letter molds from lovely people from moldyfan.com. There'll be a link in my description, of course. And I was asked to test them. Well, you know how much I love flowers, so I thought I just really want my flowery initials. So I'm going to use resin today. I'm going to use my dried flowers, and I'm going to show you the process step by step. So I'm going to show you how I dry the flowers first, then what resin I use, and how I make these initials. Well, look at the thickness. They're like 5 centimeters. Actually, let me check. They are 4.5 centimeters deep. So they are nice standing letters. So let's start. I had some requests to show you how I prepare my flowers for resin. So I used Silica Gel, but I didn't use the color changing one. So I've got the new product I haven't tested before. I've just bought it. And this one is the color changing. Apparently it's going to change color to green once it needs reactivating. And these are my beautiful flowers for today. Look what I've got. Oh no! Oh, I can still use this. I can use the petals. Oh, no! Okay, I'll use them anyway. I love the blue color. Look at the gorgeous blue. Ah, smells so nicely. Don't have many today. So this is my container. So these are the thickest, and I'm going to put some silica gel at the bottom. Create a layer for the thickest flowers first. My white silica gel is a bit thicker, I think, than this one. Okay, now I can position these and actually put some gel inside the flower. And now I'm positioning different flowers, the same layer. See where I can fit them. Trying to fill all the space. Okay, once you've got one layer, you have to cover them with silica gel. And once they are covered, we can add another layer. Obviously, these are going to be at the very top. Actually, let's put some more. Just like this. Perfect. Now I'm positioning the other ones, and some more silica. If I didn't use those big fat pink ones, it would be so much easier doing the layers, but I really want to see how they are going to dry. Okay, now we have these beauties. I could put the whole thing like this, or I can separate them into smaller sections. Another layer. Well, so they are like covered in sand. That's going to suck out all the moisture. And this one is a bit too high. Okay, time for the last layer. And I'm going to use the beautiful little blue ones. Okay, so that will take me some time to prepare these. The stems are so prickly. These aren't forget-me-nots. These are some very tall, well, I mean not very tall, just quite tall sort of weeds. I don't know the actual name. If somebody knows, I'll be very grateful if you can message me. Just make sure they can close the box. Okay, ready. Oh no, forgot this. Let's just put it somewhere here. So that's how I prepare my plants for resin. So with this color changing silica, when it's active is orange, it will change to dark green when it's no longer active, and then you need to reactivate it. You can put it in a container in the oven, I would say around 110 degrees, or you can microwave them on full for 2-3 minutes. I wouldn't put the whole lot, I would just put, let's say, 500 grams at a time, and it's good if you stir the granules occasionally. You will see that the color changes, and when it returns back to the original orange, then you can let it cool down, and then you can store it again. You can repeat the same process again and again. So how long do we keep them in silica? Well, it depends on the flower. If the flower is really small and thin, the petals are very thin, you can keep it like for 2-3 days. I would say a week, but sometimes I keep them longer, and sometimes when I forget them, they can stay like for 2 weeks. That's fine. So now I'm going to transfer silica, and as you can see, this one is the not changing color. Look how pretty. The colors are so well preserved. That's awesome. You can use a sieve if you want, but at the moment I'm just gently fishing them out from here. I've got boxes with various sections for flowers. They're very useful, so I might be putting them here. Just try to shake off the little grains as much as possible. Okay, so this will take me some time. You can put some music on, have a cup of tea, and I'm just going to get all the flowers, ready. Sometimes I use a small brush just to brush off the remaining silica. You have to make sure that you keep your silica in a really airtight container. So close it. It could be in a glass jar. I just keep mine in those boxes. But I did put some flowers here a couple of days ago, so I'm going to check if they're already dry. By the way, it's interesting how some flowers get dry so beautifully, especially the yellow ones. They just preserve the yellow color, and these are gorgeous. Some of them are a bit kind of faint, but each flower dries slightly different, but they're all gorgeous, I think. So I'm going to see what we have in here, and then we are ready for the resin. I just need a few of those little blue ones for my resin. They seem to be completely dry. Lilac is really fast as well. This is the resin I'm going to use, Ultracast by Elichem. And you are mixing it 2-to-1, so 2 parts of resin to 1 part of hardener. I'm going to do the letters in layers, so my first layer would be roughly 150 milliliters. This is heat resistant resin, perfect for coasters, countertops, etc. So as I said, 2 parts of resin to 1 part of hardener. In this cup I've got 100 milliliters of resin and 50 milliliters of hardener, and now I mix it really well, 3 to 4 minutes, but really thoroughly. Make sure you scrape the edges, that they really mix. Always wear gloves when dealing with resin. I also recommend a respirator, even though my resin is it's safe. It's a good idea to warm the resin before to get rid of most of the bubbles. However, I didn't. So I'm going to use my heat gun to make the resin warm. Okay, so I'm going to split the resin between the two, just putting enough at the bottom to soak the flowers. Now this is the heat gun. Why am I not using my torch? Because the torch has got an open flame and I really don't want to damage my mold. So I'm putting my heat gun on a lower setting, and I'll just warm the resin up. I wonder if you can see that all the bubbles disappeared. That's good. Decisions. Now I took my gloves off because I really want to be able to hold the flowers. I put the bigger flowers first, and I'm going to fill the gaps with the smaller ones. The yellow and the purple ones dried up really nicely. Probably the nicest combination. I'm just trying to fill in all the gaps, thinking which flower looked nice next to which one. I think this is almost done. The really tiny daisies are gorgeous, and my favorite little blue ones. The arrangement is ready. I am just pouring over a bit of leftover resin for my first layer, and we'll be ready to add another one tomorrow. I'm going to cover them so that no dust will fall onto my lovely arrangement. This is next day. My resin looks dry, so I'm ready to add the second layer. Now I thought at the beginning I was just going to pour some, like two or three more layers of resin. However, I'm thinking because those moldy fun molds are so nice and thick, I can actually add another layer of flowers, and that's what I'm going to do. So when I stand my letter, I can see flowers on both sides, and I think that it's going to look nice. So this is my resin prepared. I'm just going to pour another layer, and I'm going to put some more lovely flowers, but this time the flowers will be facing this way, because as you can see, I put these facing down. I mixed a bit more. This time I mixed 160 ml of resin and 80 milliliters of hardener. I'm just checking if the level is the same on both. Okay, I think I'm ready to put some flowers. But before I do it, I'm going to heat the bubbles up, because as you can see, there are some air bubbles. So I'm going to get rid of them with my heat gun. The resin is nice and clear now, and I will start putting the flowers in places. I think I'm going to put them in the same position as they were before. I think that will look nice. I'm trying to put similar flowers, trying to soak them a bit, but not too much. Okay, so I'm going to continue like this, adding some more flowers. Well, I put so many flowers here. It's completely packed. So that's my second layer. Ready? Maybe it's a bit too much, but I was just carried away and I was just arranging them. Anyway, okay, I'm going to cover them and leave them till tomorrow. So I'm so excited. The resin is completely dry. It's so heavy. Oh, okay, so let's just start unmolding. Comes off really easily. Oh, I put so many flowers. I just wanted like a spring meadow full of flowers. Oh my goodness. Look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. I love it. And I actually didn't make it, I didn't make it as fat as I could. I thought it was enough at this stage. And look, it's double-sided. I made it double-sided, so we've got flowers on both sides, and you can see two layers here. If I had flowers like roses or some much thicker ones, you would just see one flower going through, but because I used the really small ones, I was able to put double layers. The mold is very, very good quality. Nothing happened to it. Looks perfect. Ready for another trial. It's a bit of a narrow and that's why I had to push it harder. Oh, my beautiful A. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Look how perfect this resin looks. This is so cool. Okay. A, be creative. Ready. I also made another pair, thinner and I put fewer flowers. I added one flower that I sprayed with gold and some golden leaves just to see the difference, and I put some glitter in the one of the layers just for fun. I think these are pretty cool as well. These are to be hang on the wall, that's why they are thinner. And now for the final piece. So the lovely people from moldyfun.com send these to me for free just to test them, but I can honestly say that I'm very pleased with them. And as I said, you can use them in many other ways, not just with flowers. I was just so excited that I started with flowers because I love flowers, but I am definitely going to experiment and do some more stuff with them. There's a link in the description, please check it out. So I had lots of fun and I am really happy with these letters, and I think the molds are exceptionally nice. So I'm ready to do something else with them. I'm going to try different flowers. I'm going to try colorful resin, maybe with like a background, black or white, and then put something on top. Well, let's see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button so you will know when my new video comes up. Also, every Saturday, please join me during the premiere when we can chat and we can have lots of fun. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Well, I make my own pouring medium, which is half water, half PVA glue. Another name for PVA glue would be Elmer's glue or wood glue. Then I mix my pouring medium with paint, 2/3 of medium, 1/3 paint. In the end, I add a dash of Floetrol, which constitutes 10 to 20% of the total volume. Now this is the right consistency for most of the pouring techniques that I do. When the stream goes down, as a tiny build-up disappears quickly. I call it the runny honey consistency.